welcome back to Season Liberally. Today we're going to be making the fanciest ham sandwich you've ever had, the Croque Madame. Stick around. So today we're going to be making a Croque Madame. A Croque Madame is a ham sandwich that has been toasted with Mornay sauce on top with a little bit of cheese and a fried egg. Absolutely stunning. Now, the slimmed down version of this is the Croque Monsieur, which is sometimes just a toasted ham sandwich with cheese. Other times it has the bechamel on it. We're going to be making a bechamel, we're going to be making a Mornay sauce with Gruyere cheese, and then we're going to be toasting and making this sandwich. It's super, super awesome. I mean, it is an awesome sandwich, delicious sandwich. It's just like a fancy way to make a sandwich, and it's super great. Croque Monsieur, Croque Madame. What that means in French is that's how toads say hello to each other. They say Croque Monsieur, Croque Madame. Okay, so let's get started. We are gonna make a bechamel sauce. I'm doing 1.5 cups of milk, so to that I'm gonna add a tablespoon and a half of butter and then a tablespoon and a half of flour once the butter melts. All right, now that the butter is starting to melt, we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of flour. 1.5 tablespoons is 1 tablespoon and 1.5 teaspoons. And we're just going to stir that up. Now we want to smell that sort of nutty flavor, that nutty smell from the butter and the flour, and it's going to start cooking. We want to cook a little bit of the starch out of this before we add our milk. It's going to foam. I don't want it to turn brown. I just want to stir it, keep it moving. So in goes the milk, whisking, whole time, vigorously whisking. We're going to bring it back up to temperature here. So it's got to come back up to temperature. It's got to start. It's got to boil. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to stir it frequently, not all the time. Doesn't have to be constant. And then we're just going to let it come up to a boil. It's starting to bubble. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to set it at a simmer and let it cook for about 5-6 minutes, stirring it frequently. Low temperature, but you want it to cook a little bit after it's come to a boil. All right, it's boiling. We're going to turn down the heat, and we're going to let it simmer now for, like I say, about between 5 and 10 minutes. So the other part of the Croque Madame is we want to make a toasted ham and cheese sandwich. So I have ham. Now you can buy any kind of ham you want, use any kind of ham you want. You like thick cut ham, use thick cut ham. I like Polish ham. Croque ham is my favorite. And it's not my favorite ham of all time, but it's the easiest one I can get at the grocery store. It's the one I sort of choose all the time. And I have them slice it very thin. This is from when I was young. We didn't have a lot of money, and so you got only a couple of different pieces of lunch meat on your sandwich, and so I'm used to it being thin. Slice it however you like. You like a lot of bite in your ham, slice it like that. I'm also using baby Swiss today, so I have this baby Swiss that I'll be using. Now we're making it like a grilled cheese. We're going to construct it outside of the pan. We're going to get a pan hat. We're going to construct it, and then we're going to construct it with buttered bread. And then we're just going to toast it inside. Now, you can use a broiler to just toast the bread with no butter, but I mean, if you have a choice between making it a grilled sandwich that's toasted with butter or just toasted, I don't know. Make your own decision. Mine leads towards the butter. First part, we generously butter our bread here. First, one side of each piece of bread, because that is what's going to go down on the flame here. Our pan is getting nice and hot. Now we construct our sandwich. Now, It's nice to have it so it all fits. So I normally fold it like so that the cheese isn't hanging off. And then I stack on some ham. And I try not to let it hang outside. Put it directly inside here. Another piece of cheese on top. This time we're going to fold it the other way. And then voila, there's our sandwich. All right, in the pan it goes. So all my sandwich is going to crisp up on one side here. I was cooking my bechamel on the stove, so I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to add the cheese now. So this is my bechamel. It has reduced. It's off the heat. We are going to add some cheese. Now, this part is up to you, right? How much cheese do you want in your sauce? Really what you're looking for is the thickness of the sauce. So, and you don't want to put in a ton at a time. You just want to put in a little, give it a stir. And you want it to be off the heat for this. You want it to be nice and smooth. A little more. Thick sauce is okay with me. Oh, that smells delicious. All right, we're getting there. One more little bit of cheese here. And that's going to be it. So I put in there about a half cup of cheese. You know, like I say, use your own judgment when it comes to the cheese. Now, it's key here to taste this because I don't want to salt it beforehand. Gruyere has its own salt content, and I don't want to make it so that it's too salty. So, but it definitely needs salt. To this, you could also add a scoop of mustard in here. That'll make a nice sauce for you. Add to the flavor. I am going to crack black pepper in here, which is probably breaking some rule. That's okay. It's my sandwich, and I get to do what I want. Now I'm going to try it again. That's perfect. All right, we're going to put this on the side, and we're going to wait for our sandwich to finish cooking. All right, we're going to flip her over. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Look at how nice that looks. So pretty. And look at, you can see the cheese is melting. Oh man, is this going to be a good sandwich? Can't wait. Best croque monsieur I ever had. I was in New Orleans with friends, and we went to a place called District. It was by the graveyard. There's like a City of the Dead, I think they call it, and it was like a kitty corner from there. And we were going to go on a tour, and so we went in quickly to get some food for our tour before we went on our tour. And they serve a croque monsieur, but it's on a savory donut. So it's like that yeasty, just came out of the oven, spongy bread that they then put a piece of cheese, they broil a piece of cheese on top, and then they put crack the egg and cook the egg on top. And it was so good, just amazing, delicious sandwich. Really got me to love these sandwiches. So District in New Orleans, if it's still open, I mean, it's been pandemic since then, so I have no idea if it's still open, but it was an amazing place to go. All right, we are finished. Other side, here we go. So now, we have cooked our croque monsieur. We're gonna move this over, because we are gonna cook an egg still. So, on top of the sandwich, we're gonna spoon some of this beautiful Mornay sauce. Okay, we're not gonna go overboard with it. We're gonna put just enough. We're gonna make it come down the sides a little, right? Make it look pretty. Make it so it's coming down the sides just a touch on the outside. Now to the top of this, I am gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese, right? So not only does it have the Mornay sauce, but it's also gonna have this beautiful Gruyere cheese that's gonna crisp up on top. This goes into our broiler. All right, we're gonna cook an egg now. Just a quick, over easy egg. That's what we want. And I want to make sure that this egg feels like it's kind of poached in butter. This is not a health food, okay? I don't make a lot of health food on this channel. Remember, you always want to crack your egg on something solid. Don't do it on the side of your pan. Crack it on something solid. That way there's less chance you're going to drop a shell in here. Now I'm going to hit this egg with a little bit of salt and some cracked pepper. I'm going to turn it over here in a second. All right, looking good. Egg's gonna sit, finish cooking in that pan. All right, here we are. What a beautiful little sandwich. So let's get it off of here onto a plate. Oh, we're not gonna waste that. Come on, don't be ridiculous. All right, that's our Croque Madame. Let's get a knife and fork because we are civilized, and this is a civilized sandwich. Oh, look at that egg, yes. Delicious. So as you can see, egg, cheese, bechamel sauce. Here we go. That is outstanding. I used some brioche bread for this. Oh, so good. Everything in it is, you know, it's all super easy to make. Like, this is not a difficult thing to make. You can make this whenever you want. But the cheese is melted, the ham is warm, the bread is toasty, there's still crunch on the bottom. The Mornay sauce and the cheese, delicious. The egg is soft, so it's got just that wonderful flavor. And bechamel Mornay, it's got that smooth creaminess. Really delicious. This is a sandwich you're going to make for yourself quite a bit. I guarantee it. And I'm going to eat this whole thing. So be sure to like, share, subscribe. Come back next week, hang out. That's going to wrap it up for today. Catch you next time. Season liberally.